So I encourage you to read along and sing along and feel the presence of Joni Mitchell.
Rows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. Looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and they snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's cloud illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds. At all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way that you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. And you leave them laughing when you go. And if you can, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions that I recall. I really don't know love. I really don't know love at all. And fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds, I've looked at life that way. Oh, but now old friends, they're acting strange, and they shake their heads and they tell me that I've changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all. It's life's illusions that I recall. I really don't know life. I really don't know life at all.
Good afternoon, dear Sangha. Hello, Maureen. Hi, Phyllis. Hi, Joe. Sarah. Marie. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Nancy. Elsie. Maya, I'm glad you're here. Jim. Toka. Gadara. Soma. Lucita. Julie Hope is online. Who else is online?
Brian and Giovanni.
Hi, Giovanni. Hi, Brian. I see you and I feel your presence with me. So Joni Mitchell is a Canadian songwriter. I didn't choose it because of that. But this is such an epic, timeless, dharmic classic. And I was a kid listening in the back of the white Monte Carlo. My dad was a doo-wop guy, and my mom was a folksy hippie, Carly Simon, Joni Mitchell kind. And I always remember thinking, that's such a beautiful song. But I was like 10. And then I was 20. And then I was 30. Then I was 40. Now I'm over 50. Something lost and something gained in living every day. So I'm going to read a little bit about that song. Joni Mitchell's Both Sides Now was directly inspired by a passage in Saul Bellows' novel, Henderson, The Rain King, where the character sees clouds from a plane and reflects on experiencing them from both above and below, leading Mitchell to write about clouds, love, and life from different perspectives, realizing their sides rather than one truth. She famously wrote the song on a plane, looking out the window after reading Bellow, and later noted she had to grow into the song's wisdom as she aged. So we may get a little love tap from Panawati for reading too many novels, but it worked for Joni Mitchell, didn't it? It explores the contrast between youthful idealism and mature understanding, revealing life's complexity, illusions, and the realization that true knowing remains elusive, even with experience, contrasting simple views of clouds, love, and life with deeper, nuanced perspectives, making it a profound reflection on growing up and the mysteries of existence. A quote from her when she wrote this. The song is a meditation on the difference between fantasy and reality, enchantment and disenchantment, moving from essence to experiencing and acknowledging that life's illusions are what one often recalls, even while recognizing how much one doesn't truly know. She was in her 20s. What I said was that she wrote that song for herself and then she aged into it. So today's talk was inspired by the refuge and generating bodhicitta in stages, which was a practice given to us by Panawati a couple of months ago. It was a 30-day practice. The first thing that I recognize in this, that it says in stages, not all at once, not refuge and automaticity, but in stages. So I have given you a copy of part of that. And I encourage you to read aloud with me or silently listen to yourself as we read. All mother sentient beings, limitless as the sky, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all knowingness. May they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect awakening. Thus, until I achieve awakening, I engage in virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I engage in virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I engage of virtuous deeds of body, speech, and mind. We're going to take some pause to meditate. So when Panawati gave this to us, I liked what it said, the first two paragraphs especially. But in all honesty, I'm not about to win Meditator of the Year. Stillness is really hard for me, and I do my best when I'm in motion, constant motion. But I thought, Panawati gave this to us, and she's dying. And I haven't always listened to everything she said. I always liked what she said. But to honor this practice, I have 30 days an opportunity. There's nothing to lose, and I'm going to honor this one. So I meditated with it. And I tweaked it. All mother sentient beings, as limitless as the sky, especially those I perceive as enemies who hate me. I perceive as obstructors who have harmed me, and those who I perceive as creating obstacles on my path to freedom. May they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. Because for me, it was too much to go into that. So I changed that phrase from those who are enemies who hate me to those who I perceive. And it gave me a gentle way to step into this practice and a gateway. Because for me, I needed that gateway. It prevented me from really feeling it. It gave me this nice barrier to walk into. Every day for a week, I just repeated those phrases in the second part of that meditation. Thus, until I achieve awakening, I engage in virtuous deeds with deeds in body, speech, and mind. And I added something because I know that I can't always be the most skillful person. I'm certainly not the most skillful Buddhist, but I'm a person of action. From now until the next moment, I engage these with body, speech, and mind. And I felt this penetration and this softening. Was to honor her and let her know that this has changed me. Not so that I could let her know I existed. And as she always does, on what he encouraged me, she emailed me and said, that's really good work. And I was in Canada when this happened, and I was doing this meditation on the basement stairs in Dave's mom's house because it's really loud everywhere else and the heat is roaring. And Soma gave me this task to kind of say, how does it feel in each moment to be there? Like, it's hot and there's auditory issues and there's all kinds of things. But if I can just sit on the stairs in the cold, dark basement by myself and do this, that's where I did it. She encouraged me and said, that's really good work. But there are people who do hate you. And there are people in your life, Dena, that have harmed you. And you have enemies. So keep looking and keep going. And that's who she's been for me. Always encouraging me for where I've been and to keep looking and keep going. And I had to sit with that, just that alone, to let the feeling of that arise and set. People have harmed me. People have hated me and have been obstructions and have been my enemies. And that's really hard to sit with. The first great lesson I got from Panadipa, sitting on the porch at the old Heartwood, rocking back and forth. You got to stop being angry at your mom. You've got to stop being angry at your mother. And when Panawati found out the whole story about my mom, she just looked at me and said, girl, that may take the cake. That's some tough stuff. I don't think I've ever heard anything like that. And you got a lot of work to do. All mother sentient beings, limitless as the sky, especially those I perceive as hating me and those who do hate me. Those I perceive as harming me and have harmed me. And those I perceive as enemies and are enemies. May they experience happiness and be free from their suffering. And about a week later, I ran into an ex-colleague at the Pure Lands of the Dollar General. All enlightenment takes place. And because nothing happens out of nowhere and without its own timeline, I walked by in the aisle and there was no time to intellectualize, which I'm so good at, and think about something to say, which I can do. But I saw this woman, and mercifully, my 54-year-old mind went through the Rolodex of memory and knew who it was immediately without thinking afterwards, who was that? And I said, hi, I called her by name. And she looked at me and said, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. Go away. And turned down the aisle and left. And I hadn't seen this woman in a decade. And she hated me and clearly still does. And she was an enemy in a lot of personal and professional harm. But I had no emotional reaction because there was nothing to it. It was so sudden and immediately came to my mind after she turned away. Especially those who hate me, those who have harmed me and are my enemies. May you be free from your suffering and be met with the immediate causes of your happiness. And my heart physically hurt for her. And it was such a deep, genuine sorrow, ache, and compassion that she had held on to something for so long and allowed me and this moment in her life to have such great visceral power of her so long that it still caused that level in her. So when I knew her a decade ago, I wasn't even into the karmic path. And I reacted to her in ways that were so completely unskillful and untaught. And I like to believe that now in that same situation, I wouldn't have responded in quite the same way. But what I do know is running into her at the Dollar General. There's no way I could have held myself and responded in that way, not just without this practice, but without that refuge and generating bodhicitta in stages. And that's the fruit of my practice and my teachers, Anadeepa and Panwadi, where it started with, you gotta stop being angry at your mom. And girl, I love you, but you're a lot of work. And that's the fruit of my practice. But it didn't happen all at once. And it's not like a couple of months ago. This was like the magic bullet and the magic pill. Because Rome wasn't built in a day. And it's like when you go to a gym and you join it in January because you're fabulous and you work out, you think this is going to be great and I'm going to lose weight. And then suddenly it all happens. It doesn't go that way. It's work. And it's drop by drop. I'd like to say my delusion, but I'm going to say one of my many delusions has been comparing myself to the end game where I thought I should be, or even worse, where I thought Panawati thought I should be. And that's caused such misery and suffering. I see it differently now. That trap we fill ourselves up. And that is the whole path. And that my whole practice and my whole life that I know it has been built layer upon layer upon layer. And my mom's life was built layer upon layer upon layer. And she didn't have a dharma or a practice or a leg to stand on. It doesn't mean she didn't hurt me, and it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt and it didn't harm me. It means at some point you just got to let it go. And see, I'm so grateful because had I not have had that experience, I wouldn't be crying here in front of you today. And maybe someone needs to hear this. So I let Panawati know in an email about what happened at the store and that her practice had encouraged me to go deeper. And it really showed up when I needed it the most out of nowhere. And that's when she said, I want you to do a talk about this experience because maybe this would be the gateway, encourage others to do this practice. Just gonna let that sit. And that in her time, where she's going through everything that she's going through, she emailed me this. It's a quote. The Buddha Master, we should not think of ourselves as teachers, but we can certainly share the Dharma in our own words and through concrete actions we practice and get results with to encourage others. I call us witnesses. Buddha Master told us we should not think of ourselves as teachers, but we can certainly share the Dharma in our own words through concrete actions we practice and get results with to encourage others. I call us witnesses, and that inspires me. What I continue to recognize is that I've been my own enemy, and I've been my own obstacle, and I've hated myself, and I've harmed myself, and I still do that. Especially when I have been my own enemy and hated myself, when I have been my own obstruction and harmed myself, and when I have created my own obstacles on my own path to liberation. May I experience happiness and be free from suffering. And I include those who I've hated and I've harmed and have been treated as an enemy. especially those I have been an enemy to and those I have hated, to those I have harmed, and those who intentionally or unintentionally I have been your obstacle on your path. May you too experience happiness and be free from your suffering. So my time with Panawati was a week ago, and we talked about different things coming up in our lives because we're both going through big transitions. I retired, taking on a new life. Dave's mom is dying. And when I look at how Panawati and Dave's mom are handling such similar situations in such different ways, I'm so grateful to be part of both, but they're so profoundly different. And we started talking about things that we've moved past in our lives and shit you think you've moved past in your life. You haven't, because you haven't given the effort, because your work is not yet done. And you really just have to burn them out. And I just looked at her and said, well, you have to burn out your crazy in this time, or it's going to be coming around again. And all in her little PJs, she picked her head up and laughed at me. And she said, like that, burn out your crazy. And that's the name of the talk, because she looked at me and said, you tell Joe, because he always wants a title. You tell him you're giving a Dharma talk, and it's called Burn Out Your Crazy. So there's his title. So Joe, that is why I texted you that day and said, I just need to know, burn out your crazy. So what does that mean? And what does that look like? Because I know for me, I don't want to go out holding on to these things. But I also don't want to live the rest of my time holding on to these things either. And I've been extremely hurt. And I've been angry. And I've been judged. And I felt judged. And I have been the tribal leader of the misfit toys and held on to that torch for a long, long time. You recycle it and it comes around again, and certain things shouldn't. You put it in the trash can and you acknowledge it served its purpose. Now it's done. So I don't know about you, and anyone who knows me knows that I love my props. My props. So burn out your crazy. What does it look like for you? So for some of you,
Oh, God. You've got to blow torch. Light it up.
all you need is one match. Good for you. Some of us, we need a little more. I'm not going to use the butane torch. I swear to you, I am not going to. I will tell you a funny story. I will not use the butane torch. Some of us need a little more. What's it going to take to burn out your crazy? Some of us need to dig a little to burn out your crazy.
I love it. I think I might need that torch.
And some of us need to go all in with the white rain and the butane torch. I do not recommend trying this at home. Do not do this. But you laugh, but it's true. What's it going to take to burn out your crazy? before you burn out your body. But sometimes when you burn out, you're crazy. Beautiful things can happen because the incense is lit with the same flame that it takes to burn out that crazy. And what can come from that is an essence so sweet that it permeates. And sometimes burning out your crazy means that it's time that you've lit your own light. There's a story of a Hasidic rabbi, Rabbi Zusia. On his deathbed, he was weeping uncontrollably. And with his congregation by his bedside, they said, Zusia, why is it that you weep? Do you fear death? You have been so good and so pure. You are wise, you are generous, you are kind, and you've lived a long, beautiful life, Zusia. Why, Zusia, is it that you weep? God will see you in his favor. Zusia says, no, I do not weep because I am dying. I do not weep because if God says to me, Zusia, why were you not Moses? I can answer, I was not Moses. And he will not ask me, why were you not Moses? I do not weep, for God will not ask me, Zusia, why were you not more like Abraham? He will not ask me, why were you not Abraham? I am not Abraham. And Zusia will not ask me, Zusia, why were you not Solomon? For God knows I was not Solomon. But when God asks me, Zusia, why were you not Zusia? For this I have no answer. I would like to think if I was ever asked, Dena, why weren't you Dena? I could look up and say I was. And it was fabulous. How are we cultivating ourselves and using the Dharma and our wisdom and our own gifts to create beauty in this world? If someone were to look at you today and say, Phyllis, were you Phyllis? How would you respond? How do we harm ourselves and others in both subtle and gross ways? And how do we sell ourselves short? Fear and doubt and greed, poisons, clinging, attachment, pride. It's a quote from Panadipa, but it's probably not the one that you're thinking of. As long as we can observe that doing certain things, having certain behaviors will harm people, then it is our responsibility as practitioners, as bodhisattvas, to demonstrate that kind of love to others that we have. And it starts with paying attention. Am I doing my best to protect myself and others from harm? To do no harm is what our promise is to the world. As long as we can observe that doing certain things, having certain behaviors will harm people, then it is our responsibility as practitioners, as bodhisattvas, to demonstrate that kind of love to others that we say we have. And it starts with paying attention. Am I doing my best to protect myself and others from harm? To do no harm is what our promise is to this world. It's my promise to myself and to this world to look deep within. I see my practice as kindness, and it's my responsibility to cultivate and rise to that moment each and every day. To love everyone does not mean to like everyone. It means to love everyone every day, all the time. So as we all look toward Panawati leaving, and so many of us are having memories of our own experiences with both of our teachers, my teacher, my sage. Busita had talked about teachings and phrases that had been especially meaningful to her and how things shaped us. And now I'm going to share a nugget from Panawati. This one means a lot to me because of who I am and how it speaks to me. And I hope it touches you. The Buddha says there are 84,000 gates. Now, that doesn't really mean there's 84,000 gates. It means there's a lot of gates and a lot of methods. So find yours and ride that puppy on home. At birth, we inhale everything the universe has to offer us. And the last thing we do is exhale it all back. What are you doing with the breaths in between? There's no giver. There's no receiver. There's just the gift. I wasn't even thinking about Panawati the other day when this came to me. And I don't know if it's some distant something that's a song. Who will answer my questions? How do I move forward? The Buddha said, for 40 years, I have shown you and taught you that whenever you want to see me, look within. I have given you everything I know. I believe the most beautiful way we can honor our teachers and keep the Dharma alive is to let go of the attachment and our clinging and to set ourselves and them free. And to continue to go on and continue to cultivate, to be both a lamplight to ourselves and others. Before I end, if anyone would like to share anything. And that includes people online.
Thank you, Dena. Thank you for your sincerity and sort of mirroring the sorrow and the hope that we're all feeling.
And your courage. And your stick with itness.
Right,
Dena.
becoming our authentic selves. Letting go of all the contrivances we can detect. And by we become Joe and Dena.
Dena, that was wonderful. Just so much about it. I don't think I can list everything, but there's just, yeah, that was wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're here by nature.
Teo.
Teo.
Hi, Teo.
One more time, Tete, go ahead.
Hey, Dena.
I want to end with one of my favorite songs by Panawati,
So you can have us all crying.
because this is how I want to live.
Here by nature.
And this is how I want to hold on to that Panawati peace that will always be within me. And it doesn't mean I'm not going to miss the hell out of you, Panawati. But I'll always hear your voice and I can look within. And I encourage you, if you know the words, feel free to get up and sing it. Thank you.
You provide the fire. I will be the sacrifice. You put spirit, and I will open up inside. You provide the fire. I will be the sacrifice. You provide the spirit, and I will open up inside. Fill me up, 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 fill me up. I desire mercy. I desire wisdom. I desire virtue. And I will open up inside. Fill me up till I overflow. I wanna run over. I wanna run over. Fill me up till I overflow. I wanna run over. I wanna run over. Fill me up till I overflow. I wanna run over. I wanna run over. Fill me up till I overflow. I wanna run over. I wanna run over. Fill me up. Fill me up. Fill me up. Fill me. Fill me. Fill me up. Till I overflow. I wanna run over. I wanna run over. I wanna run over. Till I I wanna run over. I wanna run over. I wanna run over. Wanna run over.
Somebody please offer merit.
May the merit of our day go to the service of all living beings everywhere. May I in their authentic true selves and share that joy with everyone they encounter. Let the multiplication effect of that bring all beings into the light of their true selves, free from all contrivance. May all be well.